That's why Dr. Phil would say changing the law. But see, a lot of people would do reverse psychology to play off your ignorance. And if they know how ignorant you are and they say a bunch of things that is word solid, then the simple fact is they can catch you by sitting there trying to by play victim in their own reverse psychology. So they're trying to condemn you for doing the right thing, but they're trying to paint it out like you're doing the wrong thing. And reality is they're saying something that's not so common of sense or not using common sense to be to misconstrue and remix the definition so they can push a certain agenda so is looked at in a certain perspective, right? So what I'm saying is in regards to the patterns and when it comes to wisdom is what Dr. Phil did in this moment was refuse to play along. He didn't tiptoe, he didn't water it down, he didn't go into a polite academic while I see your point detour. He cut right to it and said, that's bull crap. And that, my friends, is something conservatives can learn from because too often we think that being right is enough. That if we just present the facts calmly, the truth will win on its own. But the reality is, in today's media climate, the frame often matters more than the facts. And the left has mastered the art of framing. They inject emotion and moral superiority and certainty into their talking points. And if you don't match with moral coverage and conviction, their frame becomes the default reality. So Dr. Phil's outburst was a textbook example of breaking that frame in real time. And he made it clear to the audience that this isn't just a disagreement, this is a misrepresentation of reality. And he did it in language that cut through all the intellectual smog. Because from a wisdom standpoint, this is what we should all be doing when we see bad framing or selective truth telling. Not waiting until the conversation moves on, not trying to be so measured that we sound unsure, but stepping in firmly and saying, no, that's not how it is. And here's the deeper point: wisdom isn't always about being loud. It's about knowing when the stakes are high enough to make a stand, and Dr. Phil picked this moment. He didn't erupt at every little jab Bill Maher threw at him. You know what I'm saying? He waited until the conversation hit a point where letting it slide would have given the wrong message to millions of viewers. That's discernment. That's understanding that sometimes the fight isn't over the specific issue in front of you, it's over the credibility of truth itself. And this is where conservatives need to start thinking more strategically, right? It's not just about having the right ideas on policy or history. It's about recognizing when the other side is trying to package a falsehood